Well, hello,
Yo!
friend. Welcome to this special presentation about the Church Marketing University Grow program. Super pumped to have you jumping in today. This is the best program we've ever created.
Super excited.
The best opportunity for you to jump in, and we're going to be going through it as quickly as we possibly can.
We're going to try.
So jump in, buckle up, because here we go. And it's going to be centered around this idea of always be inviting, and why that's so important. Because ultimately, Chris and I have helped thousands and thousands of church leaders with courses and kits and conferences, but everything we do comes back to this goal. We want your church to see more visitors every single week. That's why we do what we do. That's what we love to do. And so the whole goal of this is to help your church see more visitors every single week. And the design of this program, the Grow program, is if our family member or our best friend, we're going to pastor a church, start a church, this would be the program that we would create for them. And this would be the system we would create. If we were to launch a church, this is the system that we would create to make sure that our church is always reaching new people who are far from God, and compelling them to come. And who is this? Who are these beautiful people?
Yeah, so this is my family. That's my dad, right, who's my absolute hero, one of my favorite human beings on the face of the planet. Those are my kids, right? Chase and Zoe, my wife, was taking the picture at the time. She's amazing as well. But it was just this idea of like, okay, if my dad, who is my hero, was starting a church, right, and he asked me to help him get the word out, help him grow the church. My kids are going to go to this church. Like, what would I do? And so that's exactly what we do. Is we designed a program around exactly what we would do if my dad was starting a church.
So that's the design behind the Grow program. But who is this presentation specifically going to be for? And if you pastor a smaller church, maybe you come to this presentation and you're already overwhelmed a little bit. Maybe you'd say, Chris and Ryan, I'm super busy. I feel like pastors aren't bivocational anymore. You're like quad vocational. So we get that
term up.
Yeah, it's a thing
quad
now.
Vocational.
Maybe your church feels stuck. This really presentation is going to be geared towards you. So we're going to try the best we can to make this relevant to the situation that you're in. And all of what we're going to be talking about is really in this theme. The number one rule to visitor growth is we're looking at thriving churches, growing churches. It's this: always be inviting. And this comes out of one of your favorite scriptures, Luke 14. This is a great one.
I love the scripture, right? Like, go out to the highways and hedges and compel them to come in, that my house may be full. And I love this because, man, we're not sitting in our churches just like hoping people show up on Sunday, right? Like, man, the action word is compel. We're going outside, we're going to the highways and hedges, and we're compelling them to come in, right? And so that's what this entire program is based around.
So how do we do that? If you pastor a smaller church, how do we do that so that every single hour, every single day, every single week, we have a way to just compel people to come? We need to, yes, go out, preach the good news, share the gospel with everybody, but at the same time, we also want people to experience a life-giving, Jesus-centered church, and they need to be plugged in to your local church. So how do we do that? Thriving churches are really good at this, but how do you do this at your church? And here's what we want to say is you don't need more things to do. You're already busy. You're already potentially overwhelmed. You don't need more things to do. What you need is a system. And this is really the game changer. But how do you do this? How do you get a system to help your church always be inviting and compelling people to come, especially when you don't have a big team, your people don't invite, we don't have a big budget, we don't have enough volunteers, we're already overwhelmed, and we don't know how to do this. So are we just stuck? Growing churches are always inviting. Their people are enthusiastic. They have a marketing budget. They have staff. So again, for the normal size church, the 84+% of us out here, are we just stuck? Can we actually get a system where we can always be inviting? And you can look at some options out there. And again, this only sometimes increases frustration because a lot of churches over the last couple of decades have done direct mail. And that's a way to make sure that, hey, we're always inviting our community. In the inbox, you're going to get a mailer once a month or once a quarter. And this, frankly, can be frustrating because it's thousands and thousands of dollars, and it maybe doesn't give us the return that it once did. So that can be like, okay, is that the option that we go with? We could hire a marketing agency, use it just to run one of these agencies.
Yep.
And you, again, they can be very, very helpful. Chris has helped thousands of churches. That can be a huge blessing, but again, it can be pretty expensive. A full-time staff member. A lot of our bigger churches have a whole team dedicated to this, but again, can we do that at $4,000 a month or invest in a top-tier website at $10,000, 20, 30,000. It can be an amazing website. It can be helping you invite your community, but a lot of normal sized churches can't do that. That's our entire budget for the whole year, not just a website. So maybe you're doing all you can to preach the gospel, but your people are inviting. You don't have $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month. You already have too much on your plate, and quite frankly, if we're being really honest, you're sick and tired of the church growth treadmill. Ryan, I've tried all the things. I've been to all the conferences. So are we just stuck, or is there a better way? And we want to say, hey, hopefully there is a better way. And it starts with this idea of, does your church know a rich businessman by chance?
We hear this all the time, right? Like, I don't know about you guys. I always hear stories about, like, you know, a church where some, like, rich business guy, like, came in and, like, just dropped, like, a $50,000 check in the offering plate and left, right? Or, like, some guy comes in and doesn't go to church, but, hey, I just sold one of my businesses for $1 million, so here's the tithe check for $100,000. It's like, I don't know where these churches are. This has never happened to me, right? And I think that's kind of like the hope. It's like, man, where's my rich businessman that's going to show up and write me a fat check, right?
Right. So until you know a rich businessman, you know, do you know one? Or Chris and I would like to actually introduce you to one.
Come on.
And it's not us. But would you believe me if there is a rich business friend that wants to give you $10,000 a month, $120,000 a year, to tell people about Jesus, okay? To tell people about Jesus. Would you believe me if we could introduce you to a rich businessman? And here we want to introduce you to our friend named Google, the Google Grant. And they have their reasons for wanting to give you money. We'll explain it here in a second. But this is going to be the core of the Grow program. This is how we take a normal-sized church and we give you a six-figure outreach budget, okay? And you're just like, okay, tell me more. Okay, so what Google does is they give 501c3 registered nonprofits $10,000 a month of ad credit to help your nonprofit get the word out, okay? Now, this isn't a briefcase of small unmarked bills that they give to your church steps. This is ad credit that they give you every single month. And here's the good and the bad news is if you don't use it, you lose it. So if you haven't heard about this program and you haven't been in it in the last 5 years, you've lost over $500,000 of ad credit that you could have been using to tell people about Jesus and compelling them to come to church. Now, here's the cool part about the Grow program is in this program, we actually set up these ads for you and we run these ads. So we have a rich businessman willing to give you the money and an incredible team willing to do the heavy lifting. So that's for the pastor that's already stuck or overwhelmed or doesn't have enough budget or team. This can be like I can get a system where I'm always inviting. But remember, like, okay, why would Google do this? Well, Google's not dumb. First off, they get large tax incentives, right, to help nonprofits. So they're not dumb. They're able to write, that off. And then also the ads credit that they're giving all these nonprofits actually drive up the amount of money they're making because these credits are competing with businesses. So now businesses have to pay more to target people on Google ads. And so it's a win-win for them, but it's also a potential huge win for your church. So this is not a scam. There's some very reasons why this is a program that Google wants to do, but this is a huge opportunity for your church. Now, here's the big goal. Is to make sure that your church is always inviting, even when you don't have enough time, budget, or team. This is the number one reason why you should jump into the Church Marketing University Grow program this month, and you should plan on staying in it for the next 10 years. It is an incredible opportunity. You invest a little money, and Google gives you every single month $10,000 of ad credit in return to tell people about Jesus and invite them to come. Now, we want to show you what this actually looks like for churches in the Grow program, because we've had hundreds of churches that have jumped in. We're seeing a fantastic results. What's cool is the longer we work with a church, the more momentum we can get them. So this church, we started working with them I think about 9 months ago. And look at this month. This is in the middle of the summer. This is July. They spent almost $10,000 of that ad credit, and they got over 1,500 people to go from Google searching to their church's website. Okay, in the middle of the summer. Now, we run all sorts of ads. So event ads, program ads, kids ads, youth ads. This is like their spring carnival. We were able to spend over $2,000 in that month to get over 400 people to go check out the spring carnival. This was their fall festival right when we started working with this church last fall. $1,000 that we spent of Google's money. This isn't the church's money. This is the Google ad credit. And 200 people went from Google search looking for things to do to this church's website. And I can tell you, this church was one of our beta testers. Like, man, our our festivals, our programs, our events, we're getting way more people than we've ever got before. So it's really incredible to see. This is all the events, like ads we set up. We can set up ads so people can, who are searching around pain points, felt needs, looking for hope and help, can find your messages that your churches and pastor has worked really, really hard on. Kids ads, local ads, people looking for churches near them, youth ministry ads, kids ads. If your church has things like a preschool or food pantry, ministries, all sorts of fun stuff that you can do. This is a movie night from Cincinnati, Ohio. We are almost able to get 2,000 people from this community.
Which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
For a movie night.
And we spent over $4,000 of Google's money inviting the community to this church's movie night. We set up the ads, we optimized the ads, and that was, again, that's in the middle of June right there. And you guys know how hard it is in summer to reach new people. We're able to spend $4,000 to help this church with their movie night. This is what the ad looks like. So you're probably like, oh, okay, I see all these all the time now when I'm searching, and these are targeted to your community. So this is Battle Creek, Michigan. This is for people searching for a church near them. And you can tell this ad has almost got 1,000 clicks of people looking for a church, and we're able to introduce them to one of our Grow churches.
And Ryan,
yeah.
So one of the things that I don't think people understand all the time is that, like, you see these ads at the top of page 1 of Google,
Yep.
right? So like if your church isn't on page 1, this is a way to get on page 1 immediately.
Yep.
And Google's going to pay for it.
Google's going to pay for it. This was a really cool one, both of our favorites.
Yep.
We noticed in this specific community that there was a ton of parents looking for things to do for their kids over the summertime. So this is July. We were able to spend over $4,000 of Google's money, and 664 parents in this area of Georgia went to the church's website to hear about their programs for their kids over the summer. Now, if all the Grow program did was every single month allowed your church to reach 664 parents, that alone right there should be, especially for a pastor like, man, we're trying to reach young families. How do we do that?
Yep.
That alone should be worth it. And this is just one little sliver of the Google Ads program, which is just one sliver of the entire Grow program. So, and if you average that out over a year,
Yep.
that's like almost mind-blowing.
Yeah, 7,968 people, right? So if all this did was send 664 families to your website every single month, that'd be 7,968 new families every single year. And if only 1% of them decided to visit your church, right, that's 79 new families every single year that Google's going to pay for, right? We're using their money.
It's so incredible. So that's what the ads kind of look like. Local kids events, kids at Purpose Church. This specific ad had almost 400 parents clicking on it, looking for things for their kids to do. And the church is showing up where we should be showing up. We have the answers to what people are looking for. And it's a cool opportunity to get in front of them. Now, here's a big aha is, this isn't just interruption marketing. This isn't spam. This isn't, hey, we're randomly sending out a mailer or TV commercials that are annoying. This is reaching people who are searching for what your church has to offer, and you can show up and meet them in that time of search. And so a lot of pastors feel like, man, we feel like we're the best kept secret in our town. God is at work, but nobody knows what God is doing. And so quit hiding your church. People are looking for what you have. However, 91% of people searching aren't going to go past the first page. Definitely not going to go back past the second page of Google search results. So is your church showing up when and where people are searching? All right, so we're going to bring that back around to this theme of always be inviting. Yes, we're going to be compelling people to come, whether or not they believe in Jesus, especially those who are far from God, but especially when people in your community are looking for what your church has to offer. You should be there showing up and inviting them, compelling them to come to your church. And that's what the core of the CMU Grow program is. And our ads team is extremely gifted at this. Our team is obsessed, I'm telling you, obsessed in a good way, with helping your church reach people. They're very gifted, top-notch at what they do. And the cool news is they do all of this for you. So if you're on a summer vacation or you get to go on a sabbatical, you're working your other job, you have a team of people that is making sure that your church is always inviting. And so don't get left behind, okay? Our team can help you stay ahead of the curve. We get questions all the time. Yep. How do we reach young families? How do we make sure that we're getting the word out about the church? This is a fantastic way. Again, somebody else is going to pay for it. So another highly gifted team is going to run it, and you get to focus on the ministry aspect of why you got in the ministry to begin with. So it is a fantastic program. Here's what it looks like. Step one is you're going to jump into the Grow program. This is the best program we've ever created at the best opportunity, and we only have a few spots left. Probably wherever you're watching this video, you can check out below how many spots are left. We just released 100 spots yesterday, and most of those are already gone.
Tons of churches.
And here's the thing: is this is the last spots we're releasing at the founder's price, and then the price is going up to more of a fair price. But you need to jump in, grab a spot. Then we're going to help you over the next couple of weeks apply for and secure the Google grant. Our team is good at helping churches go through this process. Sometimes you might get declined. The first time we'll help you reapply, and if for some reason we can't get you over the finish line, we'll even give you your money back. So there's no risk for you. So we'll work with you to get secured on this grant and make sure that you keep the grant. And then we set up and run your campaigns. Then we will work with over the next few months. We have a 3-tiered system where we really go to school maximizing the amount of money that we can spend in your local area. We have kind of this framework that nobody else on the planet uses. I'm telling you, our team is extremely gifted, obsessed with just focusing on local churches. We have nonprofits all the time begging us at what we offer to be able to do it for them. We're like, nope, we're focused on local churches. So over the next 3, 6, 9 months, we'll get more and more momentum for your church. And then what's cool is that is your always be inviting system. And then when you're ready, you can jump into our Grow 5. That's the rest. That's all the bonuses in the Grow program. And those things are fantastic. But this is the core of the system. And then when you're ready, we'll walk you through the Grow 5 bonuses. So you're probably saying, okay, Ryan, that sounds fantastic. But I'm now going back to that 2, 4, 5,000, the agency. I'm like, okay, am I paying you guys $5,000 a month as an agency to do this? No. And we'd say, no. Compare this, the Grow program, to more of what you would invest if you were going to send out a mass mailer to your entire community once a year. Okay, so maybe you're going to send out 25,000 mailers, $5,000. Maybe you already have that approved in your church's budget. Okay, so you're going to, if you're going to a board or finance team, say, hey, you know that money we have set aside to do that big mailer, $5,000. Could we take that and instead invest it in this program over here, where we are going to be inviting not just one time to our community, but every single hour, and we're going to use $120,000 of Google's money, so the return on investment is incredible. So you can hire a Google Ads expert. Chris's church, you hired an ads expert, $500 a month to do this. And you can do that. And there's, for a lot of nonprofits, they're paying $1,500 a month for this service. And so that kind of gives you a ballpark of what this type of service kind of costs. So for the Grow program, good news is we are not $2,000 a month. It's a $497 a month program. And remember, you invest that a month, and Google is going to give you $10,000 a month of ad credit. And another team, our team, a really incredibly gifted team, is going to run the program for you. Okay, we just launched the final 100 spots in this program at the founders level. And so this is an incredible opportunity to jump into the CMU Grow program. We have 100 spots. We really focus in on a smaller amount of churches so we can do a really good job of setting up these campaigns and running these campaigns and really focusing on giving your church an incredible service. But we have good news. We are not going to charge you $497 a month if you get one of these 100 spots. We're calling them the founder spots. We're actually going to offer it to you at $297 a month. This is the best price that we will ever offer it at. This is kind of really our scholarship price. We don't have a scholarship to the Grow program, but if we did, it would be this price. It would be the price that we would charge our best friend or family member, because it is very labor intense. It's very expensive to have an incredible team running this for your church. So this is the best price it will ever be offered at. And when these spots are gone, they're gone. Okay, so you want to jump in and grab one of these spots. It's an incredible opportunity. So wherever you're watching this, if there's spots left, I would go ahead and grab one of those spots as quickly as you possibly can, because it's the best program we've ever created at the best price. If you're
Well, sorry, I know. When we made that slide, we had 48 spots left. But even when we jumped on here, we had a lot less than that. So whatever on this page, you could probably look down below and see how many spots are left. but we only have those spots. And then, like Ryan said, like we shut it down so we can just focus on the churches that we have in the program. And we only have the capacity right now to take on another 100 churches. We've got about 300 churches in the program. We've got them onboarded, so we're taking on another 100 churches. So when those spots are gone, they're gone because we want to be able to focus on the churches that jump into the program.
Yeah. If you're watching this on YouTube, we love you, by the way. You need to go over to churchmarketinguniversity.com/order to grab one of the spots if there is a spot left. So if you're watching this on any other place besides the website, you go to churchmarketinguniversity.com/order and grab one of those spots. Now, if you have somebody on your board or finance team that's like the nervous guy, it's like, okay, we've tried this before, Pastor. I'm nervous. What if this doesn't go well? What if we can't get the Google grant? Hey, it's okay. This is what we call my church's finance guy is nervous guarantee. We have two different ones, right? And there's nothing like this out there. The guarantee number one is if in 30 days, any reason, so if you want to grab a spot, go present it to your board and think, Nate, I think our board is going to be all for this, but I need them to approve this investment. Then hey, if they say no, within 30 days, we give you your money back. If you jump into the program and we apply for the Google grant and we can't get you over the finish line, again, you have to be trying and applying and be responsive. But if we can't get you approved for the Google grant, hey, no worries, we'll give you your money back. So guarantee number one is you can test drive. We can help you apply for the program. If it doesn't work out, within 30 days, we'll give you that money back. And guarantee number two is crazy. And it's this, is if your church jumps in and you do these two things, you get the Google grant and allow our team to be running this for you, $10,000 a month of ad credit, setting up our framework and running this for a few months. Again, we'll get you more and more momentum. And you complete our Grow One course. This is where we're going to set up your visitor growth engine for your church. We'll tell you a little bit more about that here in a second. If you do those two things, and your church doesn't get more visitors, we will say, hey, we'll put our money where our mouth is and we'll give you the money that you paid to CMU back. And there's nothing like this out there where we believe in it so much that if it's not helping your church reach people, we'll say, hey, you shouldn't have to invest in that. If it doesn't work, we'll give you your money back.
Well, and the reason that this is maybe dumb on our part, right, and that other organizations don't do this is because it's not just us giving you a year's worth of the money that you paid us back, but we would have paid our entire team for an entire year to work on your account and all the different things. So we're not only out the money that you invested, we give you back, but then all on top of that, we're out all of the money that we paid our team. So we're actually in the hole. But the reason we do that, the reason we're willing to risk that is because we believe in this so much and we know the results that we're able to get your church, right? It doesn't matter if you're in a big city, a small town, a rural area, if you're a denominational church, if you're a new church plant, if you're a black church, white church, brown church, Asian church, Mexican church, it doesn't matter. We know we can help you because we've done it before. And so, but that's why this is kind of a crazy thing to do, but we believe in it that much. We're willing to give you a 365-day money-back guarantee.
So there you go. No need to be nervous. Like Chris said, does this work? If I'm in the city, the middle of nowhere, if I'm in Canada, yes, it's going to work. We have pastors all over the place that just are talking just incredible things that God is doing through this program. Like Lauren here, so worth the money, so much help, so much support, such a game changer. Pat grows, paid for itself. This past weekend, 8 first-time guests, 6 months in a row, and we now have more guests per week. Crazy fun ministry. This is a fun one.
I love this one.
Kimberly, in January, when this opened up in January, went to my lead pastor and said, I want to use my almost entire budget for 2022 on this new program. He said, I trust your judgment. Go for it. And it was the best decision ever. New visitors every single week. An awesome website. This month, we spent over $7,000 of Google's money. Daryl here, you can see just pastors all over the place, all different types of background, denomination, situations that Grow is helping them reach into their community and compel people to come. And they now have a system where they're always inviting. Again, there's no risk. So you can go read a ton of testimonies and you can know, hey, man, it looks like it's working all over the place, but even if it doesn't work and my situation is just broken, hey, there's no risk to you. We'll give you your money back. Now, not only are we going to give you the Google ad program, which is just incredible, and our framework that we utilize for that program, but we are also going to give you 5 incredible bonuses that we call the Grow 5. And this is everything that your church needs to grow. So now with the Google ad and our system, we've got a way that you're always inviting. Now what? Okay, when you're ready, you don't have to do any of this, but when you're ready, we have a pathway here that we will walk you through that is just like adding more fuel and more fuel. You'll invite more people, have more impact. Again, when you're ready, you can add to the system, to the foundation of that always be inviting. inviting system. So the 5 aspects are going to be this. Grow 1, that's where we're going to help you create your visitor growth engine. This is the one course we want every church to go through. This is the one thing I mentioned in the money back guarantee. You go through this, we create your visitor growth engine, we combine that with Google's money, and man, we are cooking in a system inviting your people. With this also, we're going to give you all of Church Marketing University. That's in and of itself a $3,000 value. That's all our courses, legacy libraries, kits, that's our boot camp experiences, that's our daily social media guides, and you're going to get that as just bonus 1 of the Grow program. Bonus 2 is our Grow invites. That's the Google grant, but on top of that, that's the Facebook ads. That's the campaigns that Chris will show you how to run. So going into Easter, we're going to have a boot camp. Well, Chris, the leading expert in Facebook ads on the face of the planet, will literally show you how to run the most effective Facebook ad for your church going into Easter, going into Christmas. We're calling these our core campaigns, and you're going to get that included as the second bonus in the Grow program. Grow pages, that's bonus number 3. That's the system that we have with the Planner Visit system, the core 4 landing pages. The goal of this bonus is to take all of those website visitors and help turn them into in-person visitors. Because it's great to get 667 parents to your website, it's even better to get those families walking through the door every single week. And so that's what the Grow Pages bonus is for. And we would even say this is like, if your website is so broken that none of that traffic is actually turning into visitors, we have a website that we will give you that's incredibly effective, that's built in as bonus number 3. That's the Omega platform. That's over $1,000 value. And here's what you just have to know. There's some other companies that will run a Google grant for an organization, but what you don't realize is 3 months in, they're going to say, oh, the ads aren't working because your website is broken. You need to buy our $10,000 website for this to work. And then you're like, oh, that was the gimmick. So there's no gimmicks in the Grow program. Everything that your church needs to grow is included as a bonus. So if you need a new website to get the ads to work, hey, there's not an extra charge. It is included in the Grow program. Grow Prayer. This is your Ministry First marketing ads.
Love this, yeah.
This is an incredible opportunity. Again, if you would have come to Chris's agency last year, you would pay $5,000 to $7,500 for what we are including as a bonus on top of everything else. This alone, we have churches jumping in to grow just for this bonus here. It is incredible. So, and you can see pastors all over the place. Doug is one of our favorite. They've prayed for 2,600 people using the prayer ads. Antonio, 4 families joining the church because of those ads. You can see Pastor Charles down in Arkansas. So pastors all over the place really having a ministry impact in their community because of the ads. The bonus number 5 is Grow Community. This is the best part of it. I know you guys are going to jump in because, Ryan, we need a system to get the word out. That's why we're jumping in. But I'm telling you, 6 months from now, 9 months from now, you're going to be like, man, I jumped in for the system. I stay because I absolutely love the community. Don't go it alone. We have weekly coaching calls, open office hours. We have a team that loves you. We have a community that's obsessed with helping your church reach people. And our goal is that not only that you have success in reaching into your community and you have more visitors, but you have it in a way that's your healthiest year yet. You're not going to burn out. You've got the support that you need. You got a team there that will high five when things go well, that will put the arm around you, say, hey, we can do it when things don't work out. And so I'm telling you, a year from now, 5 years from now, you'll be like, man, I joined for the system. I stayed because of the community. So that's Grow 5. That's the 5th bonus. And I'm telling you, the community is absolutely incredible. Just seeing all of these faces almost makes me want to cry because these people are amazing and we love hanging out with this Grow community. Now, we released 100 spots. Most of those spots are already gone. This is the last chance. This is the last group of 100 spots we're releasing at the founder's rate, and you will lock in. So if you've jumped in to Grow, hey, the price is going to go up, but don't worry, you've locked in. And if you get one of these final 100 spots, you are also going to lock in that rate of $297 a month. Again, if you're watching this anywhere else, you can go to churchmarketinguniversity.com/order, and if there's any spots available. You can jump in. If you're already on the website, there should be an enroll button below with the amount of spots that are left to jump in. So there you go. That, guys, is as quickly as we possibly can give you an overview of the Church Marketing University Grow program, why it's such an amazing opportunity. We can't wait to see your church inside the program. Can't wait to see your first family walk in the door. And man, it's going to be amazing to see what God does. Thanks for hanging out with us. Go get your spot, and we'll see you inside the program.
See you guys.